Hello to everybody at home and welcome to Sports HQ. I'll start with a joke. What has 26 legs and can't climb a ladder? Melbourne Storm. Well, what a week it's been in the NRL. In case you live under a rock or in Western Australia, I'll bring you up to speed quickly. Melbourne Storm have been caught severely rorting the NRL salary cap over the last couple of years and have been stripped of everything, bar the mother-in-law. Premierships, minor premierships, comp points for 2010, all Gonski. Leaves us now with the players having to play for the rest of the season without any chance of team success. Now, it's a tough call by Gallup, but on the other hand, what else is he going to do? The Bulldogs got smacked very hard when they got caught, so he had to react severely to keep things consistent and fair. But you've got to feel real sorry for the Storm players and the fans though, so hopefully they'll get through their season okay and start rebuilding again from next year. But enough of the negative stuff. What about the footy in round 7? It was again terrific, highlighted by two more outstanding comeback victories. The Rabbitohs got out of jail somehow. Terrific win against the Raiders, coming back from an 18-point halftime deficit to win by 2. 20 unanswered points, keeping the Raiders scoreless in the second half, which is no mean feat. So a terrific effort by the Bunnies. But the steal of the week most definitely goes to the Titans. They stole Manly's 2 competition points on Monday night footy. Anybody watching the game sitting there halftime thinking, Manly by how far? Geez, even with 10 to go, 10 in front, absolutely cruising, in absolute control of the game. But in steps Nathan Friend. A little piece of magic with a ripper ball to Preston Campbell. He goes over in the 70th minute. 3 minutes later, another try assist to Friend. Thanks to LaFranchi, goes over. Titans get home. Unbelievable. Terrific win. That'll build them momentum this year and a bit of self-belief. So they'll go great. So anyway, right, let's get into the next week, Round 8. Let's get into it. Rightio, first up on Friday night, we've got the Eels versus the Bulldogs at ANZ Stadium. It's a crucial game for both teams, sitting 8th and 9th on the ladder. The Bulldogs have been hit hard by injuries, with Benny Roberts, Ben Hennon and Josh Morris out in particular. And Parra got a great record against the Dogs. They've won 6 from their last 7 head-to-head and they're building some good momentum. So I'll expect the Eels to take this one. Also on Friday night, we'll go up to Brisbane where the Broncos will play the Knights at Suncorp. Head-to-head records irrelevant here due to the Broncos' young roster. The home ground advantage will help them. The Knights will be dirty on their last week's uncharacteristic performance against the Sharks, so you'll expect them to play a hell of a lot better this week, but the home ground advantage will get them home, the Broncos, so they'll win that one. Then on Saturday, we've got the Raiders flying down to Kiwi land to play the Warriors, and Canberra haven't won in New Zealand for 8 years. That won't change. They'll lose again. Warriors will get the cash, and they'll get the cash easily. Then we've got probably close to the game of the week. We've got the Titans playing the Panthers on the Gold Coast, and it really is whose attack's going to win the game. You've got the Penrith machine-like attack with Jennings and Walsh and Lewis against the Titans. At times, great attack, but spluttering a little bit this year so far. This game will be won by who has the best functioning attack on the night, and I think that's where Panthers clearly have the edge. They've got Luke Walsh, who's had 13 try assists so far this year, with his offside of Luke Lewis with another 5. Whilst on the Titan side of things, the best they've got is Nathan Friend with 5 try assists on his own as the top sort of potency player they've got there. So I think Panthers will win that. They've also won the last 2 matches head-to-head, so I'm going to tip the underdogs here and get the Panthers to win up this one. Then we'll go down to WIN Stadium, the fortress that is the Dragons, and they're playing the Sharks there on Saturday night. They'll just crush them. It's as easy as that. Dragons win by plenty. No need to talk any more about it. Probably the most interesting match is Cowboys v the Storm up at North Queensland at Dairy Farmers, also on Saturday night. Tough one to pick, surely due to the fact that we just don't know how Storm are going to react after all the emotion and the saga and now the reality of what is actually going to happen to them this and next year. So, you know, they predictably lifted off the back of the emotion last week and thumped the Warriors, but this week's a different scenario. They've got a superior record over the Cowboys. Cowboys aren't travelling great, so it sort of steers towards a Storm win, but I've got a feeling they're going to have a letdown from all the emotion that happened last week and not knowing what's going to happen over the coming weeks and months. I think it's a good game for the Cowboys to sneak away with, so I'm going to tip an underdog again and have the Cowboys get the Storm up there. So they'll get the money there. Next we have on Sunday, cracking Sunday, we've got Tigers playing the Roosters at Campbelltown. It's another cracking game. There'll be points galore. Terrific entertainment. Benji Marshall, Todd Carney, be outstanding. But the Tigers are ticking over real good. They're 5-2. They're travelling really well at the moment. and Roosters have lost Pearce. I think that's going to tip the scales in the Tigers' favour. Roosters still tinkering with their team a little bit just to try their best fit, and also taking Pearce out of it this week is going to cause some more lack of cohesion and some errors. To me, that means Tigers will have the edge and they'll get the cash there. And then we finish with another great game. We've got the Bunnies playing Manly at ANZ Stadium. And at first glance, you think Manly will be filthy of losing that game on Monday night. They'll come out, rip in and get the cash. But then you look into it, and the Bunnies have got a superior record in head-to-head clashes. They're going good. They've got some momentum. The big forwards are starting to perform now. Big David Taylor flying tries in the corner, going great. And the Eagles' halves will be under a bit of pressure now to perform. And I think that might prove the difference. I think the Bunnies can put those young halves under pressure, and I think the Bunnies can get away with it. So, watch out for the Bunnies to get that one on Sunday. Okay, let's review this week's selections. We'll have Para will roll Canterbury on Friday night, and the Broncos will get the Knights. Warriors will bash up the Raiders. Panthers in an upset. Dragons will coast over the Sharks. Cowboys in a boil over. Then the Tigers will bake the Roosters on Sunday, and the Bunnies will do it again. So that's how that'll pan out. So now that brings me into Farmers Flutter for this week. And for this week, we've selected, we've got 3 specials this week. Now we'll start on Friday night where Parramatta will beat the Bulldogs head-to-head at $1.50. Then on Saturday, the Warriors will bash up the Raiders, so back them at the line at -5.5. It's a $1.91 dividend. And then St George will just give it to the Sharks, no question. Minus the line there, 15.5 at $1.87 the dividend. Have 100 on that, that'll return you $5.35. Now for the guys at home, just tell the missus, don't buy the dress, just let me have 100, I'll give you 200 the next day. Easy as that, guys. Well, that's it for this week, guys. Now before I go, make sure you jump on Sports HQ's Facebook site so you can stay in tune with the latest news and views. I'd also love to see you submit an article on the Sports HQ website so we can all have a bit of a squeeze. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.